Welcome to a strategy short for Imperator Rome. This one is going to have to do with pop movement. My Bosporan playthrough, there have been a couple of queries about, wishing to show more pop moves, or how do you do it, or a lot of people don't like pop moves. They think of it as micro-intensive. It is micro-intensive, but it's not really all that micro-intensive relative to the efficiencies that you can drive playing an Antigonid campaign presently, and taken over Pella and moved my capital there as per one of the missions, I believe, from the Antigonid tree. And you'll note here there are quite a few pops in the former Macedonian capital, over about 3,500 or thereabouts. The region here, we have a sizable number in the Macedon as well, and most of that has come from because I've moved many of these pops over the time period that I'm playing. I sort of take a break from warring. In the middle of a war, I find myself with quite a bit of money. I just take a break from the micro of warring and move some pops about, maybe go and have a soda or wander about and come back, move a little more pops, this or that. It's a decent way to play the game and spend a day if you have the day off or whatnot. Specifically, I just warred with the Romans, and in this area here is quite a few pops in this area, very green. I want to get these pops right here, as there are quite a few, quite a bit of capacity here, which maybe is driven. I'll maybe do another series on Mega Provenance building, but that's not the point here as yet. So this one's just a simple pop move. So what you want to do really is, if you move these pops from here, you'll take some from Senia and end up here. You double pay and have to click the button more times. Like if you move here, anyway, you'll take pops from Sidon as well, and this area which you want to. So to make a long story really short, you want to clear out the proximal, or the areas closest to your target, of pops, so you don't double move them and double pay. So specifically, we'll want to clear all of these guys. You don't even have to look at where they are or what drives them. Cultures at some point become irrelevant once your pops, your capacity and your target location gets to be high enough. You'll note there are quite a few Macedonians here, 106 there. We have I can't even find them. There are a great many in various areas here. In fact, the list is too long, really. Anyway, 95 there. There are 124 there. Essentially, I can just move these guys at this point and place them just wherever, because there are so many Macedonians already there. So I've cleared what can be cleared here, and I don't want to evacuate this city. And disbanded all the barracks from these areas, so at some point the pops will be able to move freely. So we can move pops from this territory here, knowing that we won't inadvertently take pops from here and move them backward, because you always want to move them forward towards the target, because this area, all the pops that can be cleared from this area are now here. So what we can do now is move any and all pops from this province that can be moved to that territory, and just sort of click the button and get on our way, irrespective of much of anything. Boom. So now I can do the same here, as I know that these provinces here are not going to inadvertently be taken to whatever this territory scarred on. So just click the button a bunch of times, and sometimes it'll tell you that you're going to completely depopulate the territory, but as we just took it, there's probably a tribal or something there that will hold out or some such. There. So let's see if we can grab all the pops from this province as well, and just go and click the button as many times and as quickly as possible. We've done that as well. It's going rather well, I must say. So we can grab these guys as well. Now, before going any further here, I have a large bankroll. It is, it's been known to happen to me, and it has been known to happen generally. If you don't have such a bankroll, you'll probably want to pay a bit more mind as to exactly how many pops you have in motion. There are a lot of pops here, like 50 here, 27 or thereabouts, but they're all going to aggregate. And if they get stuck like in an area and you run out of money, like we're going to move them here, all of these guys here, and then here, and then here, and then here, here, and then into this city, and then we'll disperse them. But you do not want to run out of money with a fat stack like this, because they'll die of overpopulation. And if you happen to be playing an iteration of the game where there's slave revolts, they'll almost immediately revolt, and then boom, all your hard work is gone for naught. Okay, so now we can aggregate these pops here. We'll condense them there. Clickety click, down we go. This is going to be, there are going to be quite a few at some point. As much as I'd like to show the entire festival of clicking here, as we get further in, it'll take actually some time, really. I'll show the clicks, but I'll probably speed it up by 4 or 5 times, because it'll take up the vast majority of this video. So I could go another out here and try to grab these guys, but at some point you just have to throw up your hands and say I am already essentially going to be clicked out by the time this is done, because there are about 250 pops or thereabouts on their way down here, and that is going to be that. So what we'll want to do here now is grab this lot here and move them to Siena, and we'll just click the button a bunch of times here. We'll want to get these guys here. Have to remember not to move them from Siena, and pay attention to the name here. So now we have both of these groups that were here and here in Siena and whatever that Ancos. We're going to move them here. So we can just click the button again a bunch of times. We're going to clear out these Sienians and Ancosians and move them here. Alright, they're all here. We're going to get them into this province. And there are about 200 of them. They're here. We need to get them, yikes, there and then here. So we need to get the guys from Synodion to Ossinian. Alright, now we're going to move Ossinian to Odysseus. How many guys are there now? 250. And they have arrived here. We need to get them to Ryzon. There should be the same 250. There they are. You'll note my enthusiasm for this effort is waning. It's quite a bit of clicking here. I think I'm about 10 minutes into it so far. Let's see. On my Pacific Standard Time, it's 11:44 a.m. at present. We'll see what time it is by the time all is said and done here. Alright, they're in Ryzon. We need to get them here. Let's see how many there are now. 274. They've arrived in Ryzon. We need to get them to Parthos. Let's see how many we have available. We'll grab this guy. One from here. Guy from there, and then... what is that? There they are. There they are. 273 now. They've arrived here. Let's move them here. How many are there? 280 now. The promised land is in sight. Let's move all these guys right here to Arnos. Whoops, that's the city we're going to. You always surely want to be sure that you're taking it from the site that you want to move rather than your target, or from rather than to. Alright, they are within sight here. Let's move them into the capital territory proper. You're going to note quite a few pops of various sorts. It's kind of challenging, so I use the right slider, and then I can sort out where I want to take them from by the trade good. The livestock surely is where we're taking them from, so we'll just move them all in. Alright, so we have considerable capacity here, about 200 and some odd over, so we're going to send as many pops as this territory here can handle, and we'll de-overpopulate our overpopulated city. Again, Odysseus is glass, so we'll just look for glass. There's another glass territory here, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to sort it out by the number of pops. There it is there, yeah. So we'll just click there and fill it up to capacity. I'll build out the aqueducts here. Leave 3 just because. Okay, so let's see where we have next. These guys, I don't want to fill up the port cities because they attract quite a few immigrants or migrants. It's just sort of just the way that it is. We have quite a high attraction. You know, this used to have a port, but it wasn't attracting any citizens, so I just deleted the port because of the nature of immigration, migration, and that's a different video. This is a pop moving. So let's see, when this one has 50 capacity or thereabouts, 57, we certainly have the pops. Let's move them from that glass city Edessa. That's not the one there. The other one certainly will be it. There it is right there. And we'll just start clicking the button, and irrespective of culture, religion, or otherwise, it's Edessa is what we're after. Let's see. There it is. We'll close this out here shortly. We should be coming close to population equilibrium. And this one is an inland city as well. Has room for 30 pops or thereabouts. We'll grab them here from Edessa. There it is there. Okay, so I think you are inland as well. You have a fair capacity. How many pops? We're just about right. So once we get Edessa properly populated, we'll just call this a successful move. This one will, the red stripes will disappear once the population is correct. It's good. Grab a couple of aqueducts there just because. And that's that. Let's see how many pops we've moved there. Another 300 or thereabouts. It is 11:58 Pacific Standard Time. I could argue and will that relative to the hours upon hours you can spend in warring back and forth and here and there, and I think this may be actually more efficient than spending the time warring. You'll note that, specifically speaking, like these legions here, it's a large count. It allows me, these guys essentially melt any and all enemy forts away. So as I don't have to sit there and then chase, units about, because these guys, they walk up to a fort, they make a funny face at it, it disappears essentially, and then they can go off and hit the forced march button and then dispatch the various units that are about them quickly, and then get on to the next fort and make another face at it, and it disappears. So it's quite efficient if you can get the pops to your capital. I'm not saying that it's not time consuming. From the timestamp, about 5 or 10 minutes into the video, 11:44, it took about 14 minutes to complete the move. So you could say costs take somewhere around maybe 20, 22 minutes, maybe 25. I said that I was 10 minutes in, but I don't think that I was quite 10 minutes in. It's probably more like 5 minutes. So about 20 minutes for the whole ordeal. I'll grant you it cost me 14,000 gold. But again, if you get these pops to the capital, you can... I have some import routes available. We can get some elephants as well. And these pops are highly augmented, relatively speaking. The population output is 134%. So the more elephants you can bring in, horses, etc., you can sort of make the system pay you back. I happen to be well off, shall we say? So I don't feel it. I don't know what else I would do with the money. I could build, more wonders. I have, essentially all the wonders that I would want or can have. So I'm at this point where I'm upgrading wonders, and really, what else am I going to spend my money on? I could buy theaters or buildings or whatnot, but really, there's no loyalty problem. So at least at present, of course, we're at 50 some odd stability. Again, that's another video. This is about moving pops. We've done it. I hope you had fun watching the video. I had a bit of fun making it. I hope to see you in the next one.